Hiya, how you doing? Welcome back to my little YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video, and if you've watched any of my other videos, I've been trying to be a bit more active on YouTube, and I'm trying to go through a list of things that people have asked me or that I've seen people struggling with, and maybe just share some of my personal showgirl tips. I'm a performer, I do burlesque, I do modelling, do some like TV work and stuff, and doing my own hair and makeup has always been something that it was better to do myself and easier, and I've had to kind of learn over the years how to make it last and how to make it look okay. So I'm just going to share different little tips over time and hopefully you guys find them useful. So I done a little Facebook poll, maybe you follow me on social media, I'm everywhere at Debbie Deluxe, and I let people pick some things that they would like to see me do. So I decided that my next video should be me showing you how I easily put on false eyelashes. False eyelashes seem to be something that a lot of people really struggle with, and they can be really footery if you're not used to them. I've found ways to make it easier for myself over the years. I'm really used to wearing them now, so it's something that I do find fairly easy, and I know when in the beginning they can be really confusing feeling and faffy and you just end up making a mess. But now that I'm used to it, obviously it's second nature, but there has been some little things that I find just make the whole process much smoother and much easier, and hopefully if I go through them with you today you can pick up my little tips and hopefully successfully put on some lovely false eyelashes. So as you can imagine, when I'm performing a lot I can go through a lot of eyelashes, so I really don't spend a lot of money. I go on eBay and I get multi-packs of false eyelashes, and they literally cost me a couple of quid. The only issue is you have to wait on them coming from abroad, but usually I just order, like when I'm down to like 2 pairs I'll order them, and they'll be here soon, they'll be here in like a week or something. Just depends how much I've got going on. If I know I'm going to have a big run of shows, I tend to get a couple of wears out my eyelashes, so I'm very lucky that way. If you wear them a lot you might go through them quicker. But yeah, I'll buy a pack of these, and this will probably do me like what, 15 shows if I look after them. Get about 3 wears out a pack, a couple of quid, saves a fortune. What I will say, when you're ordering online, I like these cheap ones still because I don't wear any animal products, so I try to make sure that I never order eyelashes that are real isn't mink fur. Obviously if you're going really cheap they're not going to be anyway, more than likely, but yeah, these ones, I mean, you can tell right away, although they have a nice look, you can tell by the touch that they are really plasticky, and I personally find plasticky ones a bit more easy to work with. I think one thing that you want to look for on eyelashes if you're not very good at wearing them is make sure that they have this thicker black bands, if you can see that okay. So obviously some it's like a really really thin, really clear one. I find them easier, I find them hard, I find them harder to work with. I prefer a thicker band, a bit sturdier. You can just move it about a bit easier and manipulate it to do your eye, and I just find that it's much easier to work with. Again, this might not be the case for everyone, but hopefully if you do it my way then they'll work for you and you'll be fabulous. So yeah, so we've got our eyelashes here. I took one off but I'll put them back on just now, and what I do at this point is I would just take the first one off. What I will say about your eyelashes, and this is one thing that people don't always realise, is I found that people would only trim them down slightly so that they fill their whole eye. You don't need to do that. You only need them to start a lot like further in. You only need them to really do that, and that will make it a lot easier for you to manage. It means you've not got as long a strip to mess about with. It's not as footery and it will go on your eye a lot easier, and it won't annoy you as much. I sometimes find if they're even like a little far in that they can start to agitate your eyes and really start to lift there, because you can get a lot more liquidy like towards the centre. So just cut them down a lot more than you would. Don't panic, it's totally fine. For this reason though, I would recommend sticking with a cat eye shape as opposed to the ones that are the same length all the way around, because obviously if you cut them in half you're going to have like a jut out and then it's going to look really really obvious and really silly. So I like to stick with the kind of cat eye ones. look at the length and decide at what point do you want your eyelashes to come out, because obviously if you just take it all from one side, again you're going to have the same issue where you've got no short lash, then it juts out and it's not going to look very natural. I know it wouldn't look natural anyway, but you know what I mean, it'll look very, very obvious and not very nice, to be honest. So what I would normally do is I would cut a big chunk from this side and a tiny little bit just from this side, just to bring it in slightly, and then you'll still get that lovely effect. So put it up to your eye like this and decide roughly how much you want to cut off. Now I would do that with a finger like that, so I know roughly that I want to cut about, I know it's hard to see, but I want to cut about this much off. So after that, the eyelashes have started to go longer, but they're not super, super long yet. I'm lucky, I do have quite a long lash, so I can get away with a bit more. If you're not really sure about this technique yet, I would start with a shorter lash than this one, just until you get the hang of it and you know exactly what I mean. So I'm going to cut about that amount off on that side. And then I'm going to take a little bit off my long end here as well, but just a little bit, doesn't need to be much. So now my lash is this length, which is a lot shorter than what my eye is. So if you see here, if I do it this way it's probably a bit more visible, but you see how much of my eye it's taken up, so it's not coming right into this corner here. It's only going to cover about 2/3 of my eyelash line. So the next step. The next step is something else that's super helpful. I usually take one of these little mascara wands. I always have loads of these. Really, really handy to have in your makeup bag at all times. I use them to brush my brows, my eyelashes, my lips when they're dry. You can have one for your chapped lips if you just put a bit of lip balm on it, and also for curling my eyelashes. Getting a bit of tongue tied there. So yeah, I just take that and I just give it a little curl right round that, round, completely, and I'll just hold it here for about 30 seconds maybe. So yeah, give it about 30 seconds, just unwind it, and what it'll done is curled it round more. This will make it curve around your eye a lot easier, sit on your eyelid and be much easier to stick. So make sure you give it a little curl before you attempt to put it on your eye. Next you're going to need a good eyelash glue. Now this is the point I always make. You can buy any lashes in the world as long as you've got a good eyelash glue. To me it's not down to the lashes. I've never spent a fortune on eyelashes. Over the years of modelling and stuff I have had some lovely ones on, but for me I don't really I don't feel a massive difference, especially when it comes to my shows. I just always try and make sure that I've got a good glue. Now I use this lash glue which comes from Superdrug. The reason I use Superdrug products is also because they're cruelty free. So I like to try and keep my products as cruelty free as possible. I'm not perfect, but I do try. I do try wherever I can. I really like this glue. I think it's really good. The only thing I will say is it can take a little bit longer to dry. So I would actually normally do these both together, but today I'm going to do them one at a time, just so we can take you through the process twice together and you can get a good look at it. So yeah, I like to put a generous amount of glue on my lashes just to make sure they stay. And when you're putting your glue on, try and make sure that you really get into those corners. You know, you want to make sure you've got a good stud of glue, because again, I hate that lift. See, when you get the lift in the corners and it gets really obvious, especially if you're out for a night out or something, you don't want to have that like ski whiff eyelashes going on. If you find that you plop out too much, I just use the nozzle to spread it nicely, just so that there's an even amount of glue throughout the lash, and just make sure that you're really, I sometimes just go over the edge a wee tiny bit at the ends, just to make sure that you're not going to get any horrible lift from that. Now, normally people say wait 30 seconds, I wait a lot longer, especially with this glue, but even if you use like duo or something, I just leave it for a good few minutes. What I'd normally do at this point is I would just take my lash, leave it down, and probably do, at this point I probably wouldn't have finished like my lipstick or curling my hair or something, so I would just go and leave it for like 5 minutes and then come back to it. Hi, so I've left it a couple of minutes now to dry, I kind of just judged it. Normally I would, as I said, go do my lipstick or take my colours out or something. So I've kind of tried to judge it roughly how long that would be. What's really funny is I was just thinking that I guarantee that now that I've decided to do this on camera, that it'll be the one time that my eyelashes don't go right for me. I'm going to look like a total tit. But anyway, so yeah, I think wish me luck please actually that this actually works for me and I don't make myself look stupid and make all you go, nah, that's not going to fucking work. So next you're going to need some tweezers. I keep these tweezers just for my eyelashes because I've fucked them. They're too far apart now, they don't really work in my eyebrows, so it's good because if you keep a set of tweezers just for your eyelashes, they will get a wee bit of gluey, so it's good to have your separate set. I always end up like trying to pick bits of glue off the ends of these tweezers every time I use them. So yeah, you want to use some tweezers because tweezers will really help you, especially like right now it's lockdown, so I have no acrylics on. Acrylics really help you get in, but right now, no, I've no nails to help me with my eyelashes. So pick it up like that. You want to really get around the centre of the eyelash, and you're going to really put that, I mean obviously it's not filling your eye, so halfway between where you want it to sit. So as you can see, that'll be about here. I've got my little mirror here, so I'm going to do it there, but I'll come close so you can see what I'm doing. If you can see, I'll put my hair back here. So got my mirror here, taking that, centre that, and then just put it on. After that, you really want to like make sure that it's going right out to the end. So I actually sometimes prefer to go over the end just a little slight bit. So if you just hold this in and pull the eyelash along just very, very, very gently, and that should pull it into place for you. Your glue should be really sticky now. Once it's in place, you want to use your tweezers like this, and you want to go into the eye like that. And just very, very gently push it down, very gently, always gently, because if you pull at it, it's going to make it very difficult to get into place again if you pop it off here, there and everywhere. I've sent a wee bit of mascara down my face. So yeah, as I said, just gently, gently, gently pressing all the way along, and then after that I would just leave it, and I'll come back to it again once we've done the other eyelash and show you what I do at the end. But I'm trying to get some of this mascara off my eye. But you really want to try and leave this at this stage, so it's on, it's kind of pressed down, you just want to leave it now to settle onto that eye and to the glue to dry up completely. So then we'll move on to the next one and we'll go through it again so that you're kind of watching and we can do it together. So now we've got our right eye, and again as before, you just want to check it where you want it to cut. I'm so used to this now that I need to go slowly to remember how I do, like how much I cut off, because I just do it kind of blindly now. So yeah, you've got a little bit here, snip that off. Again, you want to do a little bit at the end because you don't really need that. So like as you can see, you didn't really need that long bit at the end because it still gradiates around the eye, totally fine, you know, even though I've cut a big amount of it off and it's not coming right down here and annoying my eyelid. To be honest, how these feel, I probably could have even took a little bit more off. So if you feel confident in that, take a little bit, always take a wee tiny bit extra off if you can, because as I said, I could have even got away with cutting more off this end, and because these ones are still really long, you know, so it would have been fine. So yeah, we've cut our lash down again. Again, as before, I like to check it there. I think I could still even take a tiny bit off compared to my other eye. I'm going to take it off the long end actually. So yeah, if you feel like you've not got a lot of length there on this side, as I said, just cut it off this end. Got our little cut down eyelash, looks really good. And again, we're just going to do our curling for 30 seconds. So hold it tight onto this, don't pull it, just hold it tight in place so that it gets a chance to curl. Release it, you should have your nice little curve now. again, do our glue. Make sure again you're covering these ends, so make sure that they're nice and gluey at the ends because we don't want those poppy up bits. Hey, mine, honestly, I hate them. I hate it. And we're going to leave this one again for another few minutes, find something else to do for a few minutes, and then we'll come back to it. So again, we've left it a couple of minutes. A lot of people say to check if the glue's dry, but I don't like to do that because I don't want to mess up my nice little line of glue, so I just wait for a good few minutes and then that should be it tacky enough. Obviously you don't want to wait so long that it's totally dried in, but this would take so long to dry in fully. That's why I don't even touch the eyelid again until I've done the rest of my makeup and stuff. I want to give it a good 10 minutes before I even touch it. So this should be good and ready to put on this eye, and here we go with the second eye. So I'll try and show you all as good as possible. What I'll do is I'll move my little mirror over to here, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing with this eye. And I'm a lefty, so hopefully I'm not covering it too much. So again, just placing and using the ends of that to really squish it down. And again, just gently, gently, gently. The tackier this is, the easier it's actually going to be. The glue, like if it's too wet, it's not going to do what you want it to do, to be honest. So once it's that tacky way, you can move the lash around the eye as much as you want, and just gently, gently, gently pressing. I keep saying gently so much, I'm sorry for repeating myself like I'm singing. And that should be you. So now, as I said, I would leave these now. Just leave them sitting where they are. Again, can you see, like, it doesn't really start till here. We do not need our lashes to come to here. It's not, it's just going to agitate your eye, and I really don't see the point in it. And it doesn't really add anything if you're doing the cat eye thing anyway. These are, I mean, these are really long. The reason I used these was so that you could really see them. You know, I would obviously think if you're not really a lash wearer, I would go with a much more natural looking lash. If you go on eBay, there's so many options, you know, and you might be afraid to do that right away, but jump to like Primark or something, because they're like £1, honestly, they're so cheap. And just practice with the set. So we'll leave these. I will be going to, like, normally I'd be going to finish my makeup and stuff like that, or whatever else I have to do, maybe actually put my clothes on if I was going out, or put my costume on if I was at a show, and I'll leave that for like 5 minutes. So I've left that like another 5 minutes, and I'm just going to do the finishing touches. So what I like to do, if I can find my tweezers, here they are, is after that I will get my eyelash tweezers, and I would just, so I'll try and do this where you can see, hopefully you can see alright. I would just go along the lash line and just give it a squeeze. So obviously 5 minutes is enough. You don't want to leave it for hours and hours before you do this, because although the glue's pretty much dry, like, you know, it's still got a wee bit of give in it, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean when you're doing this yourself. So do that on the other side as well, and that really like squeezes them down and holds them in place, and hopefully you'll not get any lift. Make sure you're really going into those corners though. Again, this might take a little bit of practice, but it should hopefully be so much easier for you. So we've squeezed both ends really tight. Sometimes I find what happens, because I like to pull my lash right out as far as it will go, sometimes you get a little bit of sticky togetherness between the eyes, so I just do that. I separate them with the tweezers, and that should be you. What you want to do then is take your mascara, any mascara that you like. I like this e.l.f. Cosmetics one just now. I don't even know if it's just like length and volume. Not got a fancy name, but I think this mascara is really, really good. It's got a little wand as well, which I like. I find that it's easier to like manoeuvre that way. So you don't want to put millions on, you're just putting a tiny bit just to make sure that your normal eyelashes are blended in. You don't want to get a lot on the actual eyelashes themselves, because one, it kind of wrecks them quicker, and two, it can make them look really jaggedy and just not very nice. It can clump them up. So you just really want to be hitting the actual eyelashes themselves as opposed to all over the fake eyelash. Again, it might not be noticeable because I already did have some mascara on my eyelashes, so we'll just be hitting it just a little bit like that. Don't want the brush to have too much product on it, and then obviously you'll be doing your bottom lids after that. So again, just hitting it just slightly, just to blend that lash in nicely with the, because there's nothing worse than you don't want a two-tier of eyelashes, you know, so just, and that should be us. So you can't see any of that old lash underneath, you know. If I turn to the side, it should have blended it up nicely. I would say blend it in like as if it looks natural, but you know what I mean. So, and that is us. I hope that was useful to you in some way. If you do it this way with a good glue, they shouldn't come off all night. They should last you. Again, I do recommend this lash glue from Superdrug. I think it's really, really good. If you're not bothered with the cruelty free thing, Duo is good, and I hear good things about MAC eyelash glue. I've never tried it, but I do know I've heard good things about it. Again, if you've got another eyelash glue recommendation, then pop it in the comments. Let me know if it worked for you. I'd be eager to hear. And I hope if you're someone that is normally scared of eyelashes or not very good with them, that this makes a difference for you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and please like. It really, really helps. I'll keep making videos, so feel free to leave some suggestions. I'm always up for ideas. If you follow me on other social media, then you can let me know there as well. You can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all the rest of it at Debbie Deluxe. And I'll hopefully see you all soon. Bye!